everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Kat. I already have dog fur on my mouth. It's a great way to start the video. If you're new here, hi, my name's Kat. I really love makeup. I love colorful makeup, drugstore brands, indie brands, luxury brands, you name it. I want all of it because I just want to have all the things. For today's video, we're going to be talking about a couple different holiday releases. And so the two brands that we're going to be looking at are going to be Too Faced, and I have two of their holiday packs. These two. So the one is the Enchanted Beauty Unbearably Glam. And so this guy, look how cute he is on there. And then the other one is the Enchanted Wonderland Limited Edition Makeup Collection. It has like 3 little animal dudes on there. Both of them include not just eyeshadow palettes, but also mascara and then some complexion products as well. So I already have my base on, in that I have foundation, concealer, and I did my brows. Also a little bit of bronzer because they only have blush and highlighter in these things. But I thought that we would take a look at those, and then we will also take a look at 2 of the quad palettes from Pat McGrath. These 2 right here. And then I did also get 2 lip products from them for the holiday release as well. I'm gonna primarily be focusing on Too Faced for the eye look, but I will swatch the Pat McGrath ones and then we will test out their lip products. So let's go ahead and just jump right in to the first one, which will be the Enchanted Beauty Unbearably Glam. I do think that the packaging is really cute, and I think the main reason why I was wanting to test this stuff out is that I've just heard so many people say that holiday releases have a tendency to not be as high of quality, and I just kind of wanted to see for myself if that was actually true or not. Especially with the Pat McGrath ones, I'm very interested to know, did they sacrifice on quality for those quads? Because I do have several other quads from Pat McGrath, so I would know pretty quickly if they decided to skimp on that. So this first one comes with a little travel size Better Than Sex mascara. My favorite mascara from Too Faced is the Damn Girl, which I very much like, but I can definitively say that the majority of the other ones from Too Faced that I have tried out, I have not been a fan of, but I don't think I've tried the Better Than Sex one yet. And so that'll be an interesting one to try. Then we have a tiny little itty bitty face palette that has a highlight and a blush inside of it. Very cute. And then we have the eyeshadow palette, which is this big guy right here. Looks like this. And it does look like it has 3 mattes, a couple of those like semi-matte ones that have a little bit of sparkle in them, and then quite a few metallics, and then what looks to be 3 possibly pressed glitters. Yeah, they don't specifically say on there that they're pressed glitters, but on the ingredients that are on the box, they separate out those 3 shades that look like they're pressed glitters, and so I think we can definitively say that they're pressed glitters. But we'll find out when we swatch it anyway. So let's go ahead and open up the Enchanted Wonderland Limited Edition one as well. And that one does have 3 different eyeshadow palettes in there, as well as another mascara. And it is the same mascara as in the other one, but it has, like, I'm not sure if you can see, it's got like little snowflakes on the packaging instead of just being the clear pink on the regular one. So a little bit holiday themed, but still the exact same thing. But then the eyeshadow palettes also do include complexion products in them. So this is the first eyeshadow palette you get. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So you can see the top and the bottom are going to be your highlighter and then your blush. And then the 6 shades in the center are your eyeshadow palettes. This one is primarily like your neutral type shades with a little bit of gold. The next one that has a little swan on there. Man, this swan is really tough to pick up on there. This is what this guy looks like on the inside. So definitely more pinkish in nature, a little bit less neutral. And then the final one has a little deer on it. It's really cute. And this one I would say is probably going to be more of your smoky glam eyeshadow palette that you would use. So we are going to figure out which of these we want to use, but I am going to swatch some of these so that we can see how the quality is, if we think it's good or not. So I'm going to go ahead and do Christmas Dreams. And so you can kind of see a little bit of the sparkle on there. It's a very neutral pinkish shade. All I Want is the other semi-matte with some sparkle. I feel like that's a decent amount of coverage on there. Let's go into Candy Cane, the hot pink shade. It's not bad either. And then I think we'll do Blue Christmas as the last one, because that one looks kind of pretty. It's a nice turquoisey mint, I think we can say. So those are the 4 shades out of this bigger one that I think are fairly intriguing to me. I do want to see if they are pressed glitters though, so I think we're going to jump into String of Lights. Yep, they're pressed glitters. Faux show. Yep, and that is all the pressed glitter. It is somewhat better than some of the pressed glitters that I've seen. It's got a little bit more of a dense pack on there, so you could probably get away with using it. It doesn't seem like the glitter is that thick on there as far as like the individual particles being very large, and so I don't think that there would be as much of a concern as some of the other pressed glitters that I've seen in other palettes where like the chunks are very, very large, where you have to worry about potentially, you know, slicing your eyeball open. But yeah, these seem to be more finely milled, and so that's not too bad on there. And then we're going to jump into the Little Raccoon palette. And I think I want to try the Deck the Halls Gold shade, which also appears to be a bit of a pressed glitter. It's not bad though. And then the Haute Chocolate looks very similar to the All I Want that we just swatched earlier, in that it's like a semi-matte with some sparkle on there. I think that they are very similar, just one being a slightly deeper brown than the other, but the formula is identical on there for both of them. And then let's go ahead and do Let It Snow, which is a nice diamond metallic looking guy. That's not too shabby at all. So far, I mean, I don't think these are swatching terribly, so I can't say that I feel like the quality is degraded at all. I mean, then we've got from the Deer palette, the Baby It's Cold shade, which that looks kind of interesting. It's got a bit of a almost duochrome type shift between like a turquoisey blue and brown, so that's a fun shade for sure. They do also include a nice black shade on here, so I definitely think that this is a really good smoky palette. And so if you're wanting something that's kind of cool and small, easy to utilize, I think that this is actually a really, really nice one to get, because especially having that duochrome in there, I think gives it a little bit more depth than it just having a few of those golds and then your typical light matte shades with the black in there. And so I think that having that duochrome along with the gold shades, I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and swatch the 100% That Grinch, because that looks like a fun kind of grungy gold metallic. Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I really like that. That's definitely my favorite palette so far out of the bunch. And then the last one with a little swan on there is going to be our pink shades, along with a little bit of some lighter mattes. And there's this shade Turtle Doves that looks like it could potentially be another duochrome matte shade. So let's go ahead and swatch that guy. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much of a duochrome. I think that's just a nice champagne. But then let's go ahead and do Miss Kringle, which is that fiery pink shade. And that looks like this. So a nice pink. I do think that the other pink that you get in this larger palette with the bear on it is just a little bit stronger of a shade, whereas this other pink is smidgen not quite as bright. And then the other shade that they have in here is almost more of like a rose goldy type shade. That looks like that. Yeah, so a bit more of a rose gold rather than just outright pink. So I think that's my second favorite. I do like some pink shades on occasion, but I think for today I kind of want to do a look that is going to combine the Bear palette and the Deer palette, because I think those two together I'm going to be able to utilize some of the duochrome and then some of the darker shades. There's this Sex and Sleigh Bells shade that is a bit of a metallic shade, but it's got some cool reflections on there. I think that's kind of neat. So I think there's a lot of good shades to work with between those two already, so I think that's the route I'm gonna go. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. First, I started off with the shade Ding Dong from the Deer palette and applied that to my entire crease. Next, I jumped into the shade Nutcracker from the Bear palette and I applied that to the entirety of my lid, blending it into the Ding Dong shade. For my inner corner, I used the shade Blue Christmas from the Bear palette and then blended the shade Baby It's Cold from the Deer palette into the center of my lid. Do you ever try and blend out a duochrome and feel like you're getting nowhere because literally on the one side it looks the same shade as what I put on my inner corner, and on the other side it looks like the same thing that I have on the rest of my lid? And so I'm like trying to look at it and be like, did I even put anything on there? And I can't tell because it's that effective of a duochrome. So now I feel ridiculous. For the outer corner, I used the shade Sex and Sleigh Bells from the Bear palette before finishing off my under eye with the shade All the Jingle Ladies from the Deer palette. Okay, so I think for the mascara, I'm just gonna use the one that has snowflakes on it. I did real quick tight line my lower line with some Urban Decay gold liner on there, and I thought it was just kind of, you know, a fun thing to add in there. I am pleasantly surprised with how so far everything's been performing. I think that the metallic and glitter shades turned out decently well. I think that the matte shades are definitely pigmented enough, but this is, I would say for me, somewhat of an understated look. It's not super duper in your face, and so if you're someone that's wanting to have like some fun colorful metallics but not have it be quite so bold and like in your face, then I think these are actually a really good option. And so I think that's probably why they're fairly successful as holiday palettes, just because I think the majority of people aren't looking to do like lime green like I like. And so I think that these for like the everyday wear are actually really, really nice palettes. And I think that the fact that you get 3 eyeshadow palettes in the one limited edition pack, I think is a really good deal. And let's go ahead and throw on this mascara and see how we like it. Okay, so this is 2 coats on my right eye, and I think I'm gonna go grab the other Too Faced mascara that I have just because I want to see if I'm just imagining it or if there actually is a difference. I stepped on poor Falco's tail on my way back. Poor guy. He's like, how dare you? Okay, so this is the Damn Girl mascara that I was talking about. It is definitely a significantly thicker brush than most, and I find that I get, at least in my opinion, really nice volume on there. So let's go and see how this guy does. Okay, so that's 1 coat on the one side. I will say that this guy does tend to, when you first pull it out of the container, be a bit goopy, but with like how thick these lashes look, I'm just gonna fill this guy in on this side a little bit more real quick because I can definitely tell that there's a significant difference between the two. Okay, so definitely suspicions confirmed that I'm not a huge fan of the Better Than Sex one. I'm gonna stick with my Damn Girl just because I feel like this almost makes it look like I have false lashes on, which I really, really like because of how thick it makes my lashes. So I will forever love this one. This is totally worth it. But I think that the Better Than Sex one, it's just too subdued for me. Like, it does somewhat darken the shade of my lashes, but not so much to the point of where I feel like it's worth it. So I think I will just continue to stick with my other mascaras as far as that goes. But now let's go ahead and move on to the blush and the highlighter. And we have a plethora to choose from with all of these, like some matte blushes and then some shimmer blushes, and I am definitely more of a proponent of the matte ones. So I think within the Swan palette, I'm gonna go for that Secret Santa shade that's down at the bottom. It's a nice pinkish shade. That's cute. I did get a decent amount of product on the brush, and it's not so overwhelming, and so I think that that's nice because you can get a nice looking flush on there without having it be too unnatural. So I really like that. And then for the highlight, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the highlight that's out of this duo one. That's not bad. That's a nice gold. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. It's not so overwhelming with how strong it is. And so I think, again, that for people that are looking for more natural type makeup, these palettes are really, really nice. But I thought that they were really reasonable. And so if you can get a hold of these, I would actually highly recommend it. I don't think that the quality was bad at all. I think, aside from just the waste of the mascaras, I think that the rest of the palettes are really, really nice, and you get a wide range of different types of things. Plus the packaging is cute. Like, who doesn't love woodland creatures? So I think for the price that you're paying, they're not bad. Now, on the flip side, on something that's a bit more expensive, let's go ahead and jump into Pat McGrath real quick. So first thing that we're gonna look at are the two eyeshadow palettes. There were 3 that were available in addition to the massive like 18 pan palette that she had come out, but I only picked up 2 of the quad palettes just because the large 18 pan one, it didn't have any of like the special formula shades that Pat McGrath is known for, and it was primarily just metallic type shades. I want to say there were like 3 matte shades in the entirety of the thing, and so to me, that's more of a companion palette, and for like $75, I want more than just a companion palette. I want something where I can make an eye look just with that and not have to worry about anything else. And so I think that was like primarily what I viewed as being too limiting on there. But the quad palettes that she came out with, I thought were super cute. And so I grabbed 2 of them because those were the 2 color stories that I really enjoyed the most. And so the first one of the Celestial Divinity Luxe Quad, this is the Interstellar Icon eyeshadow quad, and so this is going to be, and they do all come in the really nice Pat McGrath black packaging with the gold filigree on there, very bougie. This one is this guy. Ooh, so pretty. And it definitely has an interesting shift on there. So I know that when I'm just holding it like this, that looks blue, that looks kind of like a light gold, darker gold, and then a brown. And when I look at it in person, the blue is actually significantly deeper of a blue and has some purple and black flecks in there. The 2 gold shades are really pretty. The darker one actually looks like it has some green in there as well. And so let's go ahead and swatch these guys. All right, so this is all 4 of them. So this is that top gold shade. And then this is that, yes. That's that blue. This is the darker gold. And then the brown. That is beautiful. That blue. Ooh, man, and that, this like goldish, that's for sure a grungy gold. So I really like that. Oh man. And that does not look like she skimped on the quality at all. That is right up there with any of the other quads that I've gotten from her. So very excited about that. And the other one is the Risque Rose. And this guy looks like this. And again, I think that the shades are a little bit misleading. So on these, they are not quite as much metallic shades as you're getting in the bluish gold palette. This is more of just a simple shimmer. As is this one. This one's a bit more metallic-y. This guy actually looks a bit like a chunky glitter on there. So I'm interested to see that. And then this is just a matte brown again. So we're gonna go ahead and swatch all 4 of these. If that is pressed glitter, that is the softest pressed glitter I've ever experienced. All right, here's the pink. That is a very nice strong pink. This is what looked like the pressed glitter. That is not a pressed glitter. That is a duochromy gold to pinkish kind of shift on there, and that looks just more like a shimmer topper than anything else, but I think it also has a bit of a silver base, which is what was causing me to think that it might be a pressed glitter, because it looked a little bit flaky, but I think that that's just the nature of the material of the shadow. I think this is one of the special formula ones, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. All right, here we go. This is the matte brown shade. Just a nice chocolate brown. That looks awesome. And then that last one, the metallic champagne shade. Also very nice. And that's almost more of a like coppery rose gold shade, I think. These are all fantastic. No regrets whatsoever on any of these. They are gorgeous. Oh, I'm so excited about those. Oh my god. Totally worth it. If you can pick up these, I would highly recommend, because these shades are phenomenal. And the fact that there are two that are more multi-duochromy, that's all right. All right, let's move on to the lip products that I got. And so we're gonna throw one on my mouth, and then we'll just talk about the other one. I'll do a quick swatch. They're both matte trance lipsticks, and one is in the shade Amour, and the other one is Ami. And the primary reason why I got these, because as anybody that's been watching me for any number of minutes knows, I am not a huge lipstick fan, but I got these primarily just because the packaging I felt like was beyond cute. So this is the packaging for these two guys. So one has kind of diamonds on that heart, and then the other one has some really pretty artsy graphics on the container. So just super duper pretty. So for the black container one, this is the shade, just a very nice matte mauvey shade, and that's what that looks like. Really, that was super smooth, BT dubs. That felt real nice. All right, and then the other one is similar, but I would say just slightly lighter. Ooh, it's actually more of a corally shade. Okay, I think that for today's look, given that I went with a bit more of a smoky, we're gonna go against tradition of what I always do, and we're gonna go ahead and go with the darker mauve. So let's see how that looks. Try and actually line my lips properly with this thing. I need to go back to kindergarten to learn how to line, like, things properly. This is also 100% why I don't wear lipstick, because clearly I am great at staying within the lines. But I think this is a really pretty shade. It is a bit darker than what I normally go for. I think that the more corally shade is typically my vibe, but I think that for like a vampy holiday type look, that this is actually really nice. And so far, just the tiniest bit of transfer onto my fangs, but not bad for not having really wiped off the excess at all. I think it's really nice. It feels super smooth on the mouth, and so not mad about that at all. And I just think that this packaging is adorable. And I know that there were multiple other colors besides just the two that I picked up. I want to say that there were like 4 different shades that you could get in this like holiday packaging, and so if you enjoyed this and you like lipstick, I would highly recommend. But I think the most recommended thing are these quads. They are so totally worth it with the shades that you're getting on there. Zero regrets on that one. I absolutely love those. And if you are wanting to try out some Pat McGrath, but you're not wanting to spend the money on the big 10 pan palettes, I would get myself a quad, because this is stunning. That was it for my testing out some holiday releases to see what the quality is like. I can definitively say that I have not noticed a drop in quality at all on any of the things. And so if you're looking more for a bargain, I would recommend the Too Faced palettes. I think you're getting a decent quality, and it's super cute packaging, and not mad about it at all. And then if you're wanting to spend a little bit more money, I would definitely go with the Pat McGrath, but quality wise, they are all on point for what you're getting. And so I'm really pleased about that. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments down below. If you guys have tested out any of the stuff and you found that it wasn't so great, if there are holiday releases that you guys have tried out besides Too Faced and Pat McGrath and the quality was good or bad, let me know either way. I would love to hear from you guys and what your thoughts are. If you thought that the different products were worth the money, I want to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe if you really liked it. Never gonna say no to more people joining my family on here. But other than that, now that Halloween is over, I can definitively say that I am ready to strap on my Christmas boots and jump wholeheartedly into the holidays. So that's where I'm at right now mentally. But that's my video for today. And you guys just go on out there and have a good one.